Twin Flames, welcome to the Twin Flame Psychic channel. I'm Alden, the Twin Flame Psychic, and I'm doing a reading for you today for the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine, and then like a card to see what's going on for this Lionsgate portal energy. So I have one deck that I decided was really vibing for the Divine Feminine, and that is the Sacred Geometry of Relationships Oracle. So this is that deck here. So I'm going to start with the Divine Feminine, what the Divine Feminine needs to know right now, like what's going to help you. I have been talking to some Divine Feminines who seems like, feel kind of either hopeless on their journey or feel like the Divine Masculine should be doing his side of the work. And I mean, look, I totally understand, but the truth is that, like, it's all about you and what you do. It's not about anyone else, because that would be giving your power away to someone else to create in your reality, and that's even true for you and your twin flame. So it's an interesting dynamic where you really get to decide if you are going to go ahead and take the reins, or if you're gonna, let the horse go all crazy. Has anyone ever actually ridden on a crazy horse? It's really like not so fun, let me tell you. So, all right, the first card is Curiosity. Okay, that's so funny because I had this deck sitting here, and I had pulled this card previously. So I just shuffled it. Curiosity, killed the cat, and no, but like, so it's okay to be curious. I think that we are given this idea as women, and it's funny because a cat can represent the Divine Feminine, that like you're not allowed to be curious, or like it's just, I don't know, I don't really think it's completely encouraged to do that. And maybe not for the Divine Masculine either. I mean, it could go both ways. Like, really just society in a lot of ways is not always encouraging you to ask a lot of questions. And the funny thing is that we say that we are, in school and stuff. It's like, there's like this facade of wanting to teach how to ask thought-provoking questions, but what about, like, really when, push comes to shove, when it's like soulmate versus twin flame, for instance, like, oh, maybe I should just, let my twin flame do their thing, or maybe I should just, like, be happy as I am, or whatever. But it's important to, like, really be curious with your own consciousness. And you can see these colors, there's a lot of, like, red and green, and those are complementary colors, about like what would really like complement you best as the Divine Feminine, and not worry about what the Divine Masculine wants or doesn't want so much, that you are putting that for what you want, because your twin flame doesn't actually like want to not be with you. Maybe like, in the moment it might seem that way, but like in spiritual truth, your twin flame doesn't feel any better about not being with you than you feel about not being with your twin flame. And maybe you feel good about not being with your twin flame, so maybe you're like, no, I promise you, I don't want to be, but I know that I do want to be at the same time, and I totally get that too. And so, yeah, it's just important to like be curious about your own emotional process and not give up just because, you think your twin flame isn't so great in a lot of ways. Know that you can like work through that, and that's not like, everyone has things that they've been through and stuff, and usually like we could blow those out of proportion. For your twin flame, you're gonna make it into something that it's really not, like from a more objective perspective. So keep that in mind too, like about being curious with your own perspective on things for your journey, so that you're really doing yourself a favor with your spiritual work and with loving yourself. And the next card is Romantic Love, number 34. The frequency of romantic love supports our experience to know ourselves through the reflection of a conscious lover. The conscious lover is your twin flame. Oh, well, there's a reflection. I just wanted to see what was reflecting, and you could see the card reflecting in the card. So, like in the camera. So anyways, this is a very, like, you know, this is a more, like, harmonious kind of color scheme. In my opinion, I like these colors a lot. I have some of them, you know, even on my website. Like, I really like that kind of like magenta and that deep indigo. It does feel also very psychic to me, and so it just goes to show that, like, you know, the divine feminine especially tends to like really want to develop her intuition and everything, and that it's safe to do that, and that maybe your intuition is telling you something that you don't see or that hasn't manifested yet, but like that doesn't mean that you shouldn't trust the process and keep going. Another thing about this card, Romantic Love, is to just not give up on it. Like, oh, I saw my twin flame, so I'm good now. Like, I'm good with, you know, I don't think I need twin flame ascension school because, like, my twin flame showed up and did the mirror exercise a few times. I'm good for, like, another year. And I'm not saying, like, that's an indicator. I'm just saying, like, don't be good with, like, stopping where you're at, because that's like where you're stopping. And a lot of it might be inner work. You know, you might be with your twin flame, or you might see them pop up every now and then for a while and have to do a lot of inner work for you guys to come together. But there's not like one, like, you can't judge someone's union from another. You maybe you can. I don't feel like I really can. I feel like when I try it, even it doesn't really work. So you really want to give that to yourself too, where you're not like overly judging where it looks like you're at, because your spiritual progress is something, you know, unto itself, and it does show through and it does show up and in really incredible ways. And sometimes it's even to inspire another, you know, like beyond what you were even prepared for. So you don't always know, like, the magnitude of how something's manifesting for your specific union and life purpose. And so you just don't want to stop, you know, like, don't quit on yourself. Don't block yourself from diving into the process, from investing in yourself. I mean, this is like anything else. It's like, if you are willing to invest in it, you're just gonna have a better time. Like, that's what this is. This isn't, you know, a bunch of like freebies kind of relationship. That's just not really like where ultimately you want this to go for yourself. And so that requires a lot of energy, you know. It requires energy to do the mirror exercise, and it's well worth it, you know. And it's really just loving yourself. So if you don't feel like you can love yourself, then yeah, you probably are not going to be a very good lover for your twin flame anytime soon either. And I think that that's just logical. But romantic love is yours if you indeed can do that and decide to do it. So the next card is intuition. So that, and it's interesting because the intuition card is so different looking than the romantic love card to me, but I definitely wouldn't reverse them because this one's a lot warmer colors. Now I'm like being all, you know, art critiquing these cards here for some reason. But yeah, this intuition card looks a little bit on the cool side. Like, it kind of gives me like Frozen vibes, you know? I was just watching a face painting video, and this, I can't remember the channel, but this woman was saying, like, what's her name? Elsa made like blue girly again. I thought that was so funny. I don't know. So anyways, yeah, intuition. It's just about like letting that frozen part of you, I think, defrost, you know, is really like the message I'm getting. So, you know, divine feminines, like, yeah, let that happen. Let yourself warm up, cozy up to romantic love, and maybe like the magic defrost button is just even a little bit of curiosity. You know, it doesn't even take anything crazy. Sometimes just, you know, asking a question even to yourself. So we're going to move on to the divine masculine cards now and see what's coming up. What message does the divine masculine have for the divine feminine, or just for yourself if you're the divine masculine watching this? So the first card is clarity. It goes really well with intuition, and it's, you know, like clear quartz, right? It's very, oh, whoops, oh, jeez, very clear. So yeah, indigo colored clarity, third eye clarity. Yeah, the divine masculine, sometimes what I'm picking up on, it's like things don't need to be exciting. It's fine for things to be peaceful, and to just attune yourself to that peaceful feeling and to be thankful that your mind can be peaceful. Like, that's like a really big gift, and you know, we don't need to pretend that it's like boring to actually like enjoy being peaceful. And so that's like also a message for the divine feminine to also like give space to your divine masculine to like also hold that vibration of peace in his own way, so that like you guys can come together. And this next card, divine masculine, is gonna love this. Self-mastery. All right, so good at what you do. And yeah, so this is just like, you know, your chakras are aligned in a new way. Or maybe like you're on your way to some kind of mastery. You're coming out of a phase, just finished a phase. Because self-mastery is like an ongoing process, right? It's like a spiral, if you will, that goes deeper into ascension. But like, it's not just like a, what is that animal? I want to say a hermit, a hamster, not a hermit crab, but yeah, a hamster. Because I was just watching a video about like hamsters doing all their little hamster things. It was actually really cute. But yeah, that's not what this is. You know, it's like maybe you have actually mastered that wheel, so you can move beyond it, however you want to look at it. But you know, you do come back around, but it is not the same thing as like being on, you know, the rat race. It's really coming out of that, and so you can really feel that clarity and peaceful relief of like, yeah, like there's something here that I've really like sealed the leaks in my foundation to where it's like, you know, was never there to begin with, kind of thing. Next card, soul healing. Soul healing. Yeah, it's a very soft vibe card, and you know, it's like soul healing is very bright, and it's very like, it's vibrant. It's not it doesn't need to be still, like it doesn't need to be boring. So the clarity is where that peacefulness comes in, and the soul healing is really where like you coming alive comes in, and where coming alive, I mean, like, you know, that energy of like feeling energized, but not in a hyper way, just like maybe in a way that like for the divine masculine that just hasn't come about, like you haven't felt it in a while, or maybe even ever in a specific way. So it's something that feels really good to like to be with, and to perhaps share with your divine feminine too in some way, but to really like give that to yourself fully and accept that, like, that gift of soul healing. I want to pull one more card. Holistic health. Well, it goes really well with the soul healing because, you know, like you really have to heal yourself, I believe strongly, on the soul level to really experience holistic health. Like the Bach was really big on, that's why he's so into flower essences, yeah. Because like that to him was like the place where the material and the spiritual kind of like meet, and that's how I got into that originally. Now I especially recommend for the twin flame journey, and just for anything really, but the mirror exercise is the main thing that you do, because taking things and having crystals and all these things are super duper helpful, but like you have to really go to that place and love yourself there, and holding amethyst on your heart might like attune you to that and take you there, but you still need to just do the spiritual work of just loving yourself, which should feel good. So it's like you just don't want to block yourself from actually feeling good by trying to give yourself something outside of yourself. You want that to enhance what you're already giving yourself. So that's a holistic health message for the Divine Masculine. So let's pull a card now from the Portal deck, because why? Because of the Lionsgate portal, especially, is why I picked this deck for your union, the yin and the yang, the Divine Feminine, the Divine Masculine. All right, let's see. I'm going to shuffle these. You can hear it. The card is choice. All right, so it's kind of like, I feel like what's coming up here really is that you actually do know what you're doing, or even more so, you can feel what you're doing. You've healed something where you can feel your next step, or even if you feel that it's this step and you take that step, maybe that step will go a little bit, in a different direction than you expected if you continue to feel what God is giving you to do, because you want to keep feeling joy and happiness and peace. And that doesn't mean you need to like try to maintain that, because sometimes you're just, you're not going to feel good. And even when you're doing things that are in perfect alignment, probably that's going to come up because of like upheaval and stuff. So, because sometimes what you think is feeling good is just like numbing out. So it's really, though, about the overall vibration. Again, going back to the Divine Masculine side of the reading, like sealing off that energy leak so that you can really feel into the choice there, and to really embrace that choice, that choice for union, for unity with your twin flame. And maybe on the outside, that choice is just like something that doesn't really have much seemingly to do with your twin flame union. It could be life purpose related to your home situation, all kinds of things, but that choice that feels good and that honors and respects you and gives you, again, that like joy and peace and happiness in your heart, ultimately, that is the right choice. And then this card is freedom. So that choice, like making that choice, and maybe that choice is like, it's easy enough to make, but like you have to make it. So like sometimes there's a little bit of a challenge when you go to make a choice, or sometimes like there's this weird like thing where it's like there's just this dumb thing that comes in. I guess it's a test from the universe, but it's like not even it's not even something that you would even want. It's like an offer that's like so not what you would even want anymore. It's kind of like a joke, and that can sometimes be a good sign that like, yeah, I'm no, that's a definite no for me. So that can be helpful. But yeah, freedom is number 44. And what is 4 plus 4? I think it's 8. And so yeah, 8, Lionsgate portal energy, freedom. So what I'm getting here for the Twin Flame Collective, to end on the note of freedom going through that portal. So that is really cool. I wonder what that's going to mean for you. It's going to mean something good, though, if you really do keep going and you really do trust the process. But trusting the process doesn't mean just like doing this and doing that, right? It's really like a deepening into your spiritual journey and not getting caught off track, because you're bound to already like get distracted by things here and there, and sometimes those distractions are healthy, but ultimately, if you're grounded in the process and the teachings of union, then that's really the way to find out, where you're going and to enjoy it along the way. Like, find out as in, like, is this thing here, is this like, how much of this do I want to explore? Is this like actually on my path? Or is that what kind of, is that kind of a lesson or something? So you're going to find out if you just really choose to love yourself. Ultimately, you're going to find that freedom that you really are seeking in your heart even more so. And maybe that freedom for you is like you really, want to feel more energized. You really want financial health. You really want a bigger home. You want a dog. You want your twin flame with you, or you want your twin flame who's with you to be better, with like communicating or, with emotional like intimacy. So whatever it is, whatever that freedom is for you right now, really give that to yourself in your heart space, so that you can receive that. You can like receive even more of that, because that's going to like amplify and magnetize and attract more of that vibration to you when you're giving it to yourself naturally, right? That's like the law of attraction. And I was watching a little clip with Oprah, and was it Wayne Dyer, right? And what was he saying about not getting what you want, but getting what you are, or who you are, receiving who you are. So I really liked that, because obviously your twin flame is who you are, right? Like you and your twin flame are one. And sometimes what we think we want isn't actually what we desire, or what we actually want, whatever you want to say, just words. But it's that feeling of what's actually like in your heart. And sometimes you don't know as much as God knows, right? That often is the case. So you really have to surrender sometimes, and that's where you're going to feel the most free. So that's going to conclude this reading. Thanks so much for joining me today. You can check out my services and products at thetwinflamepsychic.com. And if you would like to really deepen into the teachings of union, you can go to twinflamesuniverse.com for all of that wonderful main core teaching. So yeah, take care and enjoy your day. Bye.